Most Amazing Top 10 family, I'm your host Jay Rain and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. Do you have travel plans laid out but you're not sure where to go? Well, today I'm going to help you knock a few places off your list that you might have wanted to check out. Well, some of the places on this list are so awesome that it's worth risking your life for. We are going to be traveling all over the world to some of the freakiest places imaginable with today's list of top 10 most feared cities in the world, part 2. If you haven't watched part 1, then you have to go check it out right now. Lucy and Abby did an amazing collaboration and killed it on the video. Also, anyone at home who wants some more Most Amazing Top 10 content, check us out on Instagram and Facebook. We are doing Facebook exclusive content, so you won't want to miss that. And you are going to want to stick around for the whole video because I'm going to be doing some more pet shoutouts, which you all love so much. And without taking any longer, let's get into this list. At number 10, we have New Orleans. Remember how I said there would be places on this list that are worth risking your life for? This is definitely one of them. I can't wait to take a trip down to New Orleans for Mardi Gras, to take in all the partying and wake up on a bathroom floor I don't recognize. Well, there are several reasons why New Orleans is one of the most feared cities in the world. It has a rich history of voodoo and supernatural happenings. There are witch doctors, werewolves, and in the swamp there are real alligators. So not even supernatural, just things that are gonna eat you. But if all the spooky stuff doesn't really get your blood pumping, then I'll have you know that New Orleans is one of the most dangerous cities in America. I wonder if any of the booze and drugs and partying has anything to do with that. Probably not. But there were 30 murders per 100,000 people in New Orleans in 2019. So when you go there to have a good time, just watch yourself. Also, part of why New Orleans became dangerous was from Hurricane Katrina. The disaster just really had people struggling to survive. And now that that has passed a little bit, we can move on to a better time where we just party in New Orleans. At number 9, we have Nelson Mandela Bay in South Africa. You think a place named after someone who fought to make the world a better place, someone who wanted to end racial tension in South Africa, you think their city would be extremely peaceful. Nope, it's a crazy, dangerous place. It's actually the second most dangerous place in South Africa. Between 2017 and 2018, the murder rate went up. These guys are trying to break records. If they keep going like this, they'll be number 1 in no time. In 2018, there were 478 homicides. Those are some serious numbers. This makes it one of the most dangerous places in the entire world. It's safe to say if you're planning your trip there, you might want to pass by this one and go to the next stop. I don't think the city has held on to Nelson Mandela's values very much. At number 8, we have Cali, Colombia. It should be no surprise that we have a city from the country of Colombia on here. For decades, there have been cartels running drugs out of the country, mainly cocaine. So much of that some of them, like Pablo Escobar, have become celebrities. There's a Netflix series about him. You know you are doing something right when Netflix makes a series about you. That guy brought more white powder into America in the 80s than Arm & Hammer shipping out baking soda. But Pablo is no more and new cartels have moved in. In Cali, Colombia, we have the Cali Cartel, a very fitting name. Why complicate things when you don't have to? They have used the city as a central hub for operations for years. Basically, if you want to start selling drugs, I wouldn't start there. Unless you want to get a Colombian necktie. That's where they slit your throat and then they pull your tongue through your sloat hole. Gang murder and territory wars are commonplace there, as well as the Colombian necktie. Both commonplace. At number 7, we have Coatzacoalcos, Mexico. Some places in Mexico are absolutely beautiful. It's a country where you have a combination of so many wonderful landscapes. You can go to the Caribbean coast. You can go to the east side where it has some of the most beautiful reefs in the world. Central Mexico has amazing mountains and much of the country is covered in lush jungle. But there are some places that are completely run by cartel and gangs and don't have the same level of beauty. Coatzacoalcos is a city that has had its murder rate rise in the past few years because of increased gang activity. The area is predominantly used for petrochemical research, which means there's a decent amount of money there. And money usually attracts gangs and billionaires. And billionaires actually might be worse than the gangs. At number 6, we have Baltimore, USA. I honestly had no idea how dangerous some places in the United States were until I started making this list. Baltimore doesn't mess around. They have a ton of guns and they know how to use them. Also, the Ravens are legendary, and we won't talk about that time that Ray Lewis might have killed a dude. We're gonna leave that out. But Baltimore has been a punchline in America for anything to do with a dangerous city. This place really goes. When you aren't watching major sports teams bring home championships, then they get down and dirty. In 2017, they had record high murder rates. Wait just a second. Most places in the world are getting safer, but Baltimore is getting more dangerous. In 2018, the numbers dropped, but that makes sense. You can't have 2 record-breaking seasons in a row back to back. Nobody does that. The Seahawks tried, but then the Patriots stole it from them at the last second. Ha ha ha. At number 5, we have St. Louis, USA. For number 5, we are going to cap off the most dangerous American cities with St. Louis. Now, when you think of dangerous cities in America, you would never think of St. Louis. But it makes sense why their hockey team is called the Blues. It's not for the music, it's because everyone's feeling gloomy and scared. That joke really sucked. So what makes St. Louis so much scarier than the other American cities on this list? Is it the food? Is it the weather? Is it the secret cult of cats underneath the city, bent on world domination and want to eat human flesh? Maybe I'm not up to date on my cat cult stuff, but what really sends the city over the moon is that it's the murder capital of America and has been for 5 years in a row. That came out of nowhere. St. Louis is the undisputed murder champion of America. We should get a couple of those criminals on the Blues defense to make them a little bit more intense. That joke actually sucked worse than the other one, I'm sorry. For number 4, we have Cancun, Mexico. Wait, what? This place is supposed to be fun. We're supposed to go there to drink and chill and gorge on all-inclusive food until your stomach hurts. That's what you're supposed to do. You spend several hours on the toilet because you ate so much food at the all-inclusive. That's the point of Cancun. But for whatever reason, in 2018, crime rates in Cancun, Mexico doubled. Also, most of my stats are from 2018 because not all the 2019 stats are accurate yet. They need a little bit more time to crunch the numbers. But in 2018, Cancun and the entire Yucatan saw an increase in gang activity. More cartels started moving in to get some of that tourism money. There were several businesses that had to shut down because they couldn't afford the extortion money, or they simply didn't want to deal with the pressure that the cartels brought to the table. That is a huge bummer. We might see one of the best party locations in the world disappear because of crime. Well, it was kind of crime that made it fun in the first place, so I guess that's just the circle of life. At number 3, we have Cape Town, Africa. We had the second most dangerous city in South Africa on this list, so it only makes sense that we now bring you the first. Cape Town has a ton of crazy stuff going on. While driving down some of the highways, you might see a sign that reads hijack zone, and you'll think, huh, I wonder what that means. Well, it means along this stretch of road, it's commonplace for people to try and stop you, then hijack your car. Then they will kidnap you, and then try to get a ransom for you or sell you into slavery. That doesn't sound like fun at all. On top of all the risk of having a burlap sack pulled over your face and then one of your pinky toes sliced off, you might just get straight up killed. Which, compared to the two options, that one kind of sounds better. In 2013, Cape Town set a world record for homicides. That's impressive and terrifying. At number 2, we have Ciudad Guayana, Venezuela. One of the most dangerous cities in Venezuela. There were 645 homicides in the city in 2018, with a population of a little over 800,000. That rounds up to about 77 homicides per 100,000 people. You have a better chance of getting killed there than winning the lottery anywhere. And there are a lot of contributing factors to the violence and tension in the area. The economic situation has been in shambles for a long time. With very little money going around, a lot of people turn to crime so they can survive. When there's no work, joining a cartel can seem like the best option. On top of that, the city experiences major food shortages. This is the main factor. People are willing to do whatever they can just to get a meal. At number 1, we have Tijuana, Mexico. For a long time, Tijuana would be referenced in a lot of movies as one of the dirtiest places you can visit. It seemed like a land without laws where people would run wild and crime was the only thing that ruled. Well, those jokes were kind of out of fact. They were kind of true. Tijuana has struggled to cut crime in the area, and by struggled I mean they have done nothing to slow it down. The town is flooded with gangs who use it as a hub to transport weapons and drugs back and forth from the American border, and it works as a perfect location because it is extremely close. It is only 15 miles from Tijuana to central San Diego. You can make all your plans in Tijuana, then do a nice little drive over the border, commit a bunch of crimes, and then be back before lunchtime. If you're wondering how crazy it is over there were over 2,000 murders in Tijuana in 2018. That's a spicy meatball, or taco. I should probably use the correct food joke. Basically, if you want to get into a life of crime, you just cross the border with a resume and you'll be hired or dead in no time. Alright everyone, that is our list, and as promised, I'm going to be doing some more pet shoutouts. Remember, if you want me to shout out your pet, you can hit me up on Instagram. I pick new pets every day, so if you don't get picked one day, message back another day. If it takes me a little while to get back to you, I am very sorry. I have a lot of these to do. I have so many pets to shout out. First, we have have Kira, Lucky, and Remington. Look at that big happy family, everyone is friends. Then we have Lexus. Is this the smartest guy in town? I think so. Look at this floppy boy. Look at this guy, he's so good looking with a big floppy face, oh my god. After that we have Maddie. Look at her crown, what a nice lady. Next we have Squirrel. This guy looks super hyped, I love it. And closing it out we have Hooper. Look at his little puppy face, what an amazing way to end the video. You can't be upset after seeing that puppy. Alright everyone, that is our list. Thank you so much for tuning in. I would love it if you could like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Until next time, I have been Jade Arena, and I gotta change all my travel plans now. Bye.